Hi, Rob here again with another book review this time. This one, as you can see, it is the Institutes of the Christian Religion, a very famous Christian book from the Reformation by John Calvin. And this one, this particular edition is put out by the Banner of Truth, and I can thoroughly recommend this. Now, when I did my degree, my BA in theology, we had to read Calvin and lots of other sort of Reformation books, and I only wish that I had this translation of it. This is a new translation of the 1541 Institutes, it says on the cover there, and it is very good. Now, when I was reading the edition that we had in college, it was the later edition, and it was sort of an older translation, and it was quite hard to follow. I mean, if anybody's tried to read Calvin before in that, can be for some hard work, which I found it was hard work. But this is a new translation, and it reads really, really well. It's by a guy called Robert White, and this is not now Calvin Institutes sort of evolved over time. He added to them as different sort of through the Reformation period, different sort of heresies and different problems arose, so he had to sort of combat them, and he added to that. This is sort of like the sort of like a stripped down edition, so that he calls on there, it says Calvin's Own Essentials edition, and this is a really, really good book. It's not a small book to read, it is, but I can thoroughly recommend reading it, whether you are Reformed or not. It's a crucially important book. Now, this is by the, like I say, Banner of Truth. Now, I want to sort of say a word of praise to Banner of Truth. They put out some amazing, amazing books, and I've got a number of them, and they are all worth keeping. Just because of the binding, they take a pleasure and sort of a pride in their work, and this book is no exception. It comes in a sort of a slip cover, but underneath these, as you can see, they are very, very nice, very classy. Smith's Own, all their books are Smith's Own, very, very nice. Binds the head and tail bands and all that sort of stuff. But this edition in particular is very pleasant. Like I say, it is the Essentials edition, and it comes, as you can see here, with the sort of original pages. They're sort of like a facsimile of the original pages of the first edition, and then the translator introduction. So Robert White explains how he translated it. This was produced in sort of just after 2014, and but it's a great book to read. It has the letter to Francis, the King of France. Is the reason for him writing this. Calvin's writing the Institutes. But it is a good book to read, but it's not one I would suggest personally that you read in great big chunks. It is more of a book that you read in, small bits, because you have to think about what Calvin is saying here. And so we've trained to chapter 1, Knowledge of God. And it reads really well. It reads like a sort of modern book, because the translation and translator Robert White has done a really good job of this. So if anybody's been struggling with trying to read the Institutes, wanted to read it but thinking this is just too much like hard work, then I can suggest this. It doesn't have everything that the later editions have, obviously, but this is a really good choice. And it has it breaks the text up with you can see sort of headings here, so it's quite easily, if you wanted to read it sort of devotionally, you could do, because you can read a section there. They're usually around about 1 or 2, maybe 3 pages in the section, but it gives you a chance to sort of think about, meditate on what Calvin's saying, and I can thoroughly recommend it. Like I say, it's not a small book. I think it's looking at the back here, how many pages it is. It's after the 800 and something pages. But it's very nice, as you see there, and all Banner of Truth books. So I'm going to do probably a number of reviews on different editions. I've got a couple that Banner have put out from recently from John Bunyan, which is a re-edition. They've just reissued the Pilgrim's Progress with both parts in, which is a fabulous book, and Grace Abounding to the Chief of Sinners, by Bunyan, again, which lovely editions, great stuff to have on have on your library shelf. You know, these are going to last for years, and yeah, I can thoroughly recommend it. But yeah, do check this out. I'll put a link in the description to this. I think it cost me around about £15 for this, which is a bargain, I think. Certainly for a book of this caliber. And Banner do some really good stuff. So I hope this has been informative to you. Like I say, yeah, if you're been struggling to read the Institutes of the Christian Religion and you're thinking, oh, I just can't do it, then get this. This is well recommended. So, okay, well, we'll leave it there. I'll get back to you again very shortly with another Bible or book review. And until then, God bless you. Bye-bye.